learned a couple things making $40,000 to $60,000 in 90 days that I want to share with you. So listen up. My clients who lock in have seen anywhere from 2, 3, 5x up to 15x in their client connection, their conversions, their sales in less than 90 days. And I want to talk about locking in on your message for the next 90 days, locking in for you to lock in those clients, for you to lock in those sales, those consistent clients. Okay. So let's talk about locking in, the mindset that you need for locking in on the message that's going to allow you to do this. See, listen, you already know that you need a consistent message if you want a consistent level of clientele, right? And it can't be this like trendy thing. It can't be something you change every quarter. It can't be something that all these entrepreneurs who want to talk about like, oh, let's lock in because it's a new quarter or because it's the beginning of a year or like whatever. Why do we need a calendar to sit and tell us it's December, it's about to be January, it's a new quarter, whatever? Like, you don't need a calendar to tell you that it's time to reset, because literally the day starts every day. We get a daily reset, right? So I have a couple videos that I'm going to be doing talking about locking in on your message for 90 days, because that creates freedom, momentum, that creates premium yeses. Okay. But it starts with you. And I'm excited to share a couple of the strategies that my clients and I are doing right now. And really, we've been doing for over a decade, right? They're tried and true, because, you know, Kira don't do trendy. We do tried and true over here. Okay. So these are things that we've done to consistently call in clients for our 3-figure, and I'm talking $997, $997, right? For our, you know, coaching, consulting, service packages, for B2B, for B2C, right? Corporate offers, for, you know, selling to consumers, to families, couples, etc. I can't go into that stuff. Like, I was like, oh, I want to give them all this stuff. But listen, boo-boo, don't skip this video, because some of you are not ready for that stuff. You see, you keep looking for just the strategy behind locking in. But here's the thing. I know that you have some strategy. Like, you got some things that have already worked. You've had some success as a coach, your experience as a consultant, as a speaker, as a service provider, right? Like, you have been doing some things already that are making you money, honey, and you could keep doing those things. But the thing is, the way that you're making that money, you don't want to do it that way. The belief that you have around how you have to keep making that money, like how you have to keep working, the types of people you have to keep working with, the prices that you have to keep charging, the hours you have to keep working. There are so many things that you're attaching to that. And so that's why you have trouble locking in, because you have trouble focusing, because you keep switching things up, right? And then your confidence is up one week. So you have a really big week, you have a really big sale, and you have a really big quarter. And then the next you're burnt out, right? Or you start procrastinating, right? Because you're out of your true natural capacity and you're like in this burnout space, right? You are not wanting to call in those types of clients again or work with, you know, that in that particular offer, you know, whatever it is. The reality is, I can sit and talk this general stuff, but you need to come and get specific coaching on your business, your message, your clients, your prices, your method, your offers, your industry. Okay. So anyway, okay. You being an experienced coach, consultant, provider, you really need to lock in on your message, right? For this next level of consistent clients, but you know that, right? If the message keeps changing, then who you're talking to keeps changing. The problem that you solve, or really the way that you talk about it, keeps changing. So then you're confusing people. And that's why one week your conversion is 20%, one week is 60%, one week is 30%. You know, your sales events are, you know, you do them one way this time, you do them a different way this time. You do your live streams, you do all your content, you do your pictures, your presentations, everything keeps changing. No wonder you are going crazy and your team is going crazy too. They can't keep up. You can't even keep up with yourself, okay? And you keep saying, I'm multi-passionate, I'm creative, I'm this and I'm that. My love, you're driving yourself crazy. You can do this in a more simple way. You can do this less complicated. I want to talk about the mindset here. When we talk about locking in for 90 days, it's about alignment, not restriction. Okay. This is about you stepping into this place of quality clients. And that's really the power of entrepreneurship. It's that we literally get the power to decide how we're showing up today, this week, this month, right? What we're selling, how much we're charging for it, how often we're showing up, right? Like, we literally hold our income potential in our hands. So I got to do this first reframe before we get into any strategy stuff, right? I got to get into the reframe here. This idea of locking in, you're not boxing yourself in creatively. It's creativity, consistency, and it's going to be clarity that you're going to get so that you can finish out this time stronger, right? When you lock in, it is going to give you freedom. It's going to give you flexibility. It's going to create momentum, because you can keep building on top of it. And this does not mean hustle. This isn't 24/7, show up, keep posting, keep hustling, keep creating, keep doing more. I have been there. Okay. Like, literally in my business, I got to a place where I was like, I need to be more intentional and strategic with what it is that I am doing in my business, because it is literally driving me insane. You're pouring out different parts of you and trying to see what works. It's like trying to be like a girlfriend to somebody and trying to like figure out what part of you they really, really like. You keep switching it up. And the only person that you're exhausting is yourself. You keep switching up what type of partner you are. You keep switching up what type of, way that you're cooking a certain recipe, right? Even though you found it really like well one time and you're trying to like get back to that time and you just feel like you can't get to it. If you ever feel like you are in relation with people, friends, romantic, right, where you just feel like you have to keep being something else, like that is exhausting. It is exhausting trying to continue to be somebody else, something else, trying to figure out what works. That's why the algorithm be driving y'all in crazy. Here's what you are really locking in on. You are locking in on your vessel. You see, you think that you are sitting here locking in on your program. You think you locking in on that price point. You think you locking in on that sales strategy. Oh, you think you just locking in on that client. You think you locking in on that content topic. You think you locking in on whatever strategy you think you're locking in on. And yes, you can lock in on those things. But let me remind you, my love, of what the hell you really locking in on. You are locking in on this voice that has been planted inside of this vessel of you. So when you're sitting there and you're wish-washy, you going back and forth, this particular thing made me $10,000 and this particular thing made me $50,000 and this particular thing made me $30,000. This made me $35,000. This made me $100,000. Like when you're sitting there, only this got me 3 clients and this got me 5 clients and this got me 10 clients and this got me 50. Like, like you're going back and forth. Like I want to do it by this date, but I'm going on vacation this time, or my birthday's this time, or my partner's birthday is this time, or like we're doing this. Like you're sitting there with dates and numbers and your client roster in your head, and I got to pay this and I got to make this investment. Like you got all these things in your head. And they're causing you to go back and forth with so many things, plus all the doubts that are in your head. Like, is this going to work? I remember that time I did this and this didn't work. All of these things in your mind. Things that have worked and things that haven't worked. Because that's the stuff that people don't talk about. See, what happens when I specialize in working with women who are experienced, right? Who have already been creating impact and generating revenue and getting their clients real results. What we know is you're not new, boo. So when you're new and you're excited and like, I'm going to try everything and I'm woo-hoo. And then you're on this other spectrum where you're like, okay, I've gotten through all the, like, we've tried this and we've tried that. This worked, this didn't work. And now we have our smooth system and we know this works and this is tried and true. We only stick with that. But you're in the middle. You're in that messy middle. You see, when you're in that growth space and you're focusing on getting to the place of your season of scaling and you're like, we got some things that didn't work and did work and we're trying to figure out what works. It's like when you cut your hair and you're like, my hair is growing back and it's not really cute right now, but like we're going to get it. It's going to get to where it needs to get. But right now we're just in that not cute space, okay? So when you're in that space and you're like, okay, I'm assessing things, I'm trying to figure out what's really working, right? We keep this and let's tweak that. We keep this and take that away, Okay, so when you're in that space, that's that back and forth. Okay, so what's happening is a part of this lock in. You are afraid to lock in because you're like, I don't know what works and what don't work. I'm afraid to rock the boat. I know this makes me money. And although this may not be what I'm 1000% in this moment aligned with anymore, although this used to be the thing, like when I first started 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago, this was my thing. This was my jam. This was my story. But you know what? I do have a new story that I want to share, that I want to tell. But I don't know if they're going to resonate with this because I'm still over here with this audience. And I know I want to talk to this audience over here, but oh my goodness, I don't really know if they're going to feel it. So let me keep putting this message out. But like every time I put it out, my body isn't really feeling it. And I'm kind of bored and I'm wanting to make the videos and I'm wanting to make the reels and I'm wanting to write the blogs and I'm wanting to put out the email and I want to do the event and the sales event. I want to put out the webinar. I want to do the freebie. I want to put out the offer. I want to do all these things and I am moving slow and I'm not doing it because I don't really want to do it. Okay? Because you've outgrown a part of your audience. You've outgrown a part of your message because you're not honoring the voice and the vessel. You're not in alignment with it, not 100%. So you would rather keep doing the thing because you're like, oh, I have proof that I can make money from that. I have proof because I did it before. And you're not trusting this no longer feels right, or this no longer 100% feels right. And I don't know what to do to shift things so that it not only feels right, but it also brings me revenue. It also brings me results. It also brings me clients. And I don't have a belief that the two can merge. I hear people talk about it, but I really don't believe that it's possible for me. If you don't know, when you come into Kiara's space, there's real coaching that goes down because that's who I am. You see, let me talk about something really quick because I love the coaching industry. I love the transformational industry. It changed my life. And I have made investments in individuals who didn't have the same kind of values. Okay. I made some investments like that. I became very clear. I'm very grateful for those investments. Although I was like, God, why I got to pay that amount of money to learn this investment? But I know what it did for me. I know that it showed me there is nothing wrong. There is something so beautiful about how I love to serve. And I have had people who've tried to shame me for how I love to serve. And I am never going to be shamed for how I love to serve. Now, what there will be are boundaries. Absolutely. And God has been working with God, my therapist and my team. Okay. They've been working with me on that because my heart just wants to show up and wants to serve. So there has to be boundaries. Something that we always talk about, right, is really for you to serve at the capacity that your next level is calling you to. It's going to require for you, the vessel, to be taken care of. But if you keep putting out that misaligned message, your vessel ain't going to be taken care of. There is no way you're going to get off of a call with a misaligned client and you're going to go put out a video. You're going to go write an email. You're going to go put out a post. You're going to go do some piece of content. You're going to go get on a sales call. You think you're about to go get on a sales call and be magnetic to that next level client when you got the energy of you from a misaligned client because you was desperate and just took their money? You do understand that you can call in the clients who are literally the exact joyful, like effortless to work with. And when I say effortless, it's not because, ooh, they'll never call me. They'll never have questions. So when we come back to this concept of locking in, y'all, do you see where I'm taking you right now? We can't talk about locking in on a strategy. We can't talk about locking in on any part of the content. On the next couple videos I got for you, we can't talk about locking in on any of that. I can sit and talk to you about what my client, Leslie, locked in on that 15x'd her sales, where she did $127,000. I can sit and talk to you about what Gwen locked in on that allowed her to step into a space of her $100,000 month. I can sit and talk about what my client Dorianne locked in on that allowed her to step into a space of $30,000 in 20 something days. I can sit and talk to you about what Mariana locked in on that allowed her to make $12,000 in 3 weeks, in 21 days. I can't sit and talk to you about any of these things. I can't talk to you about these things if you can't do this part. So this is the shift for you. What you're locking in on that nobody on this platform is talking about, whenever they talk about the concept of locking in, they want to talk about locking in on 90-day goals and quarterly goals and New Year goals. And it doesn't even have to do with business because we can talk about losing weight. We can talk about a lot of different things, right? New Year resolutions and all the things. What's the vessel that you are locking in on? What's the part of your voice that you're locking in on? What's the message? And I'm not just talking about the message on the piece of paper that sells your program. I'm not talking about the message on the piece of paper that you're going to speak from a stage. I'm talking about the message when you wake up for a new day, because there is a reset every single day. And you are sitting there and you're saying, how shall I serve today? Who shall I serve? Who shall I connect with? Who shall I speak to? How should I show up and share my gift and my genius? How should I show up and share my knowledge? How should I show up and share what I know can impact others? How should I show up and share what I know can help others? How should I show up and show up to this camera? What should I show up and speak to this camera? Who needs to see something and hear something through this camera? Who needs this right now? Who's the one person? Who's the 10 people? You can't handle the 2. Why do you think you can handle the 12? Why do you think you can handle the 20? Why do you think you can handle the 200? Why do you think you can handle the 2,000? You over here asking for the bigger numbers, but you can't handle what you have. You're settling for this amount. You're willing to settle right now, but you keep asking for more. Oh, but when I get this, when I get this many people to do this, when I get this many people to buy, when I make this much money, when I lose this much weight, when I. When I make this much money, I'll make this investment. When I have this happen, I'll do this. When I get to this place. Okay. Meanwhile, there's someone who said, I'm unwilling to sacrifice this part of me. So I'm going to speak my truth and trust that there were exactly who there needed to be around them, and got the support to understand. And how do I strategically communicate to them? Because there's a difference between speaking your truth to the wrong people. There's a difference between speaking your truth and locking in, and that's a whole nother story. You can lock in on the wrong thing. You can be saying the right thing and say it to the wrong people. You can be saying the right thing in the wrong way. You can be communicating something that is so right to you, but not as powerful, not as impactful. And that's what I do. When you come and you work with me, I help you communicate what it is that you do, one, in an elevated way, so that we elevate the way that you're communicating your high value expertise. See, the way that you're communicating your expertise right now doesn't have people wanting to pay your rates. They're not coming in respecting your rates and respecting your receipts. So that's going to be number one. We need to elevate the way that you are communicating what it is that you do. Okay. We also need to elevate the way that you are embodying it, because that's a part of this locking in. Is one day you feel like you are the expert, and then one day you feel like you are not. 1 week you feel like you are the expert, so you go ahead and you make that $5,000. You go ahead and you make that $15,000, and then the next week you question yourself. 1 week you have a 66% conversion rate, and then the next week you have a 6% conversion rate. 1 week you have XYZ number of sales and DMs, and you're on fire. The next month, you're like, I need to go back and get a job. I am crazy why I left my corporate career. I don't know why I'm doing this. You're questioning every part of you. You need to step into what we call in Money in the Message, your high value woman energy. Your high value expert woman energy. Let me be very clear. Your high value expert woman energy and identity. That's going to give you the permission to stay in that powerhouse energy, that premium powerhouse energy. See, y'all, y'all wasn't ready for this conversation. It was coming up for you on here. And if it's something that's a little sensitive, then I want you to DM me. You know how I said those numbers? I was sitting here throwing out numbers. I want you to pay attention to something. How did your body feel? Did you feel discomfort? Did you feel joy? Because one of the things that I love is when women inside of my Money in the Message inner circle, or even in our live events, talk about here, like there's this comfort of talking about different numbers here, and I don't run in circles where I can do that, or I can do that openly, or people won't judge me. I wasn't raised in a family where I can do that. And so if you can talk about these numbers, I mean, how you think you on a sales call talking about them? Or guess what? You can say the number is $10,000 out of your mouth on the call with the client, and then every part of your body is like, oh, I don't know, it's $10,000. And then you're like, okay. Versus, hey, the program is $10,000. How do you want to get started? I'm super excited. Which way did you want to pay today? Oh, you want to, okay, cool. Let me go ahead and get that ready for you. Let me get that. Or hey, this particular package, oh yeah, that's going to be $25,000. Now there is, this link that's available. Do you want me to go ahead and send it to you right now while we're on the phone for you to go ahead and make your payment? Let me go ahead and grab that from my assistant right now. Give me 1 second. Let me put it in. Go ahead and get your credit card out. Let me grab that. I'm sending it to you right now. Oh, there it goes in the Zoom chat. Do you see it, Sarah? Do you see it, Keisha? Do you see it, Heather? Do you see it, Mary? Do you see it, Kelly? I don't know if I already said Kelly. I think I said Keisha. Comforting your body. So I would love for you to comment and tell me like what you felt. Any number. I don't care what the number is. Like, pay attention to that. And then the other thing I want to give you as your homework, okay, but you are commenting these things because I want to see them. They're like, one of the greatest compliments you can give me is when you come and you are commenting and talking to me. That is like the greatest compliment. So I appreciate that. Like this. Make sure you share with your biz bestie too, your mastermind sister who needs to hear it. Don't be keeping this nugget to yourself. Y'all can join together. Y'all can be each other's accountability buddy. Okay, you could do that. You could do that. You could do that. The other thing that I want you to do when you think about what you're locking in on for this 90 days, I want you to comment and tell me, not the program, not the offer and the price and all that. What are you locking in on? We had a reframe here, right? So for me, I'm locking in for 90 days on showing up to speak to the woman whose rates and results are not being respected. She is getting her clients' results. Yes, she has generated revenue, and we need to 2x it. We need to scale it. And when I say scale, by the way, I mean we can't scale zero. 0 times 0 is 0. We need to multiply. Okay, so whatever you did in the last 90 days, multiply that by 2. Okay, if that was $30,000, multiply that by 2. That would be $60,000. If you did $120,000, okay, multiply that by 2. That would be $240,000. So whatever that was, okay, multiply it by 2. Now, if you want to go up, it could be 3x, it could be 5x. Some of my clients have done 10x, some have done 7x. Some have done 15x. Okay, so whatever that is going to be for you, you pick your number. Matter of fact, tell me in the comments. Put a number and an X. What are you looking to do in the next 90 days? Are you looking to 3x, 2x, 5x, like whatever your X is? Put that in the comments. I cannot wait to hear. I am so excited for you locking in on something so much deeper and so much bigger. And do you feel the energy of how that just shifted? Oh my God, I got to lock in on this offer. Oh my God, I got to lock in on this. Oh my goodness, I am locking in on this, literally on this voice, this gift, this vessel that I have in every part of my body. I'm locking in on that, and I'm showing up and I'm talking about that and I'm putting that out. And it just so happens that it's attached to a package. It just so happens that I happen to sell something that, supports it. It just so happens that it has a price point to it. It just so happens. You see the shift in that energy? All right. Don't keep that to yourself. Go share this with 2 of your biz besties right now. So share this video with a biz bestie, a mastermind sister, and accountability buddy who you know needs to hear it. And until next time, love, shine, and success. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, love.